Hi everyone. This is the fourth video in the series called Alinity Essentials. The Essentials series will take you through the core functionality of Alinity and provide you the tools that you need to be productive in your system. Now this video is called Working with an Explorer. In the previous Explorer videos, we reviewed how to open an Explorer, what a node is, and how to perform queries in the Explorer. In this video, we'll take a look at a few more advanced topics such as working with nodes to add and remove data and how to work with the quick links tools. To get started, we'll load an Explorer. In this case, we'll load the registrant Explorer. We'll do a quick search query for Horton. And the first thing that we'll do is we'll expand that node. To give us a little bit more room, we're going to go ahead and click on the up arrow on the quick links bar. And you see that'll minimize that bar, and we can get back to it later by clicking the down arrow. So now we've got our top level nodes exposed and we can work with them. One of the first things to be aware of is that nodes are always context sensitive. What that means is if I right click on the top level node, Horton Carrie Jean, you'll see I have 9 options. I can create a registrant, generate renewals, submit my data to Chi-Hi, and perform various tasks. But if I was to right click on education, you'll see I have a little bit different set of options. Same thing as if I right click on conditions and so on. Because of this context sensitivity, any right click actions are very specific and allow me to do a specific task. So let's say that we want to go ahead and add a node to one of these nodes. Let's pick specializations in this case. So I'm going to add a specialization, right click and add specialization. And you'll just see the tab form show me all the fields that I need to fill out. So I pick my specialization. In this case, we can do dialysis. The effective date we'll say is today, August 24th. And I'm not going to supply an expiry date because perhaps this specialization doesn't expire. So we go ahead and click Save. But you'll notice that the specialization doesn't appear automatically over here. There's a couple of ways that we can make that appear if you need to see it. We can minimize that node, open it again, and now we see the specialization 1 here, and we have a dialysis specialization. Or we could simply have done another query, and that specialization would reload. The same is true if we were to go into that dialysis specialization and change it to immunization, for instance, and save it. Again, it continues to say dialysis, but as long as we close and open the parent node, then the subnodes underneath it will refresh and show you the latest data. Perhaps this immunization, however, was added by mistake. If we want to delete a node, we can right-click it and say delete specialization. Again, that's context sensitive because we're right-clicking on the specialty itself. Delete specialization. And again, it still says 1, but if we close and open, we're back down to 0 specializations again. A right-click action may be available to delete data, but may not be able to actually delete that data in some cases, simply because there may be business rules that prevent the deletion of the data if it's related to some other area. So, for instance, if a registration required that an education record be there, then perhaps this education record might not be able to be deleted because it's the last one. One thing that you may notice from time to time is that you get stuck on a screen because you haven't filled out enough information. For instance, let's go ahead and right-click on Education and choose Add Education. And so now we have a new education record available to be added. But then let's say I get distracted and I click on the main node. You'll see an error message saying that one or more fields have been left blank. We say OK. And if we really didn't intend to add that education at this moment, we can click the undo button up here and then navigate to that screen. What that's really doing is ensuring that as you add education, that I can't leave that screen until either enough information has been provided to save that record. In this case, we need to have education type and the granted date, or that you can't leave a screen without saving your work. So now that we've taken a look at nodes and right-click actions, we'll take a look at one more thing, quick links. Quick links are context sensitive, just like right-click actions are, and in fact tend to mirror exactly what you can do with a right-click action. So if you happen to be on the main node, you can do all the things in a quick link action that you can in a right-click action. Same thing with education. We can click education and you'll notice that we have the ability to add. We right-click and again we have the ability to add education. So those are some of the more advanced tasks that you can do with Explorer nodes, including adding a node and deleting a node. In the next video in this series, we'll look at what's called select mode in Alinity. And select mode allows you to perform actions on one or more nodes at a time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.